So 5 things Thomas Tuchel should be looking at for the next England squad. One of them is definitely securing that left back position. We have Luke Shaw, who is constantly injured, although he appeared in the Europa League final, which was interesting considering he's been injured all season, and then he scored no goal. One of the issues as of previous tournaments has mainly been using Trippier, who, to be fair, is pretty good at left back. I think Trippier was used at the 2018 tournament, the 2022 World Cup, and the most recent Euros. So Tuchel needs to sort out, can't have a player playing out of position at left back. That also goes the same for playing players out of position in attack, so Foden on the right wing, don't want to hear that ever again. But now we've been blessed with Lewis Skelly, Lewis Hall, Livramento. We have plenty of options there. Tuchel needs to actually use these camps to try out these left backs so that we don't end up in a situation where we're using, God forbid, Kyle Walker out of position at left back. That moves me on to the second point, actually, that he should not select Kyle Walker at all. I mean, he's been using him for obviously managers have been using him for quite a while now, but he had to leave City halfway through the season because he was that unbelievably bad. He, as a City fan myself, he kept making these ridiculous long runs where he'd then bypass the midfield, and the midfield would quite easily play the ball around and just simple 1-2s. And then he went to AC Milan, and now he's not even started for AC Milan. He's not started the last 3 or 4 games, I don't think. So I know he said he wants to get to 100 caps now because he's got like 97 caps, and he must be only the second black person after Ashley Cole to get 100 caps. But for me, Tuchel needs to move on from that and actually start training right backs who are going to be there for the World Cup, like Trent, like Reece James. And the only way to do this is to leave Kyle Walker out of it. I don't know how he got in the most recent England squad. That's ridiculous that happened. Maybe he's just doing it for some experience. I don't know. The third one is he's sort of the midfield issue. We keep switching between Kobbie Mainoo, Conor Gallagher. Even Trent was used in the Euros. That didn't really go that well. They need to sort out a consistent midfielder. I think Adam Wharton, personally, from Crystal Palace. He could be the central defensive midfielder, and that means you could push Rice further forward, who prefers, I think, being a bit further forward for Arsenal. There's also Curtis Jones, who Tuchel's been selecting quite a bit, which I think is a good idea. Harvey Elliott wouldn't be too bad to try him out there, but I think Adam Wharton has to get more game time in the England squad. I know there's the under-21 Euros coming up, and Tuchel wants to see him in that, but I think we don't have any England camps, and he needs to start playing Adam Wharton there at CDM for me. He was fantastic for Crystal Palace all season and great in the FA Cup too. Number 4, my fourth point is media coverage. I do not think Thomas Tuchel should be talking to the media at all. For post-game conferences, fine, but pre-game conferences and interviews in between the matches throughout the tournament, no. Southgate did that during the Euros, and he'd have a full interview of ITV News in between every single match, and it was just far, far too much. The players also had interviews with TalkSport in between every match. That is just far, far too much. And it just adds the pressure when they're saying how all these millions of people back home are looking forward to England lifting the Euros, and or saying how a lot of people aren't happy with the style of football we're playing. That doesn't help the footballers or the coaching staff, so they need to seriously cut down on the amount of media that happens, and I think Tuchel can hopefully be the man to do that. And fifth and final point that Tuchel has to make sure he gets right for the World Cup in 2026 is he cannot play players out of position. Phil Foden should be nowhere near the squad, as I've already said, and playing him at right wing was just a diabolical mistake during the Euros. He got no goals, no assists, I don't think. He barely blinked up in play, and he couldn't take the ball on because he can't cross the ball with his right foot. So every time he came straight back in, everyone knew exactly what was going to happen. That can't happen for the next World Cup. You need players playing there like Anthony Gordon, who got no minutes in the last Euros, outrageous. Ethan Nwaneri, or Jamie Gittings, or if Tyler Dibling played well next summer. You need a winger who can actually play to their strengths on the wing and not play fullbacks at centre back or in midfield. We need to have a squad full of at least 2 players in each position. That is their natural position. That is what Tuchel needs to do in these upcoming camps. And Tuchel, I believe, is the man that can do that. So we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to these next qualifiers, even though they're against Andorra, which is not great, but hopefully the friendly against Senegal, you can see some progress that's been made in the team. Thank you. I'll see you next time.